right, well, let's get going, guys. I appreciate you guys taking again the time to join the class. We did an informal roll call. So everybody who basically started with us in the beginning is on the call, except for Jamie. We're waiting on her. She might jump in a little bit later, but I appreciate it. Today, we're going to get into the nitty gritty of your sphere of influence and your database. We're really going to break that down, okay? I just want to do an informal back talk of what we did from last meeting. We talked about how to breaking down your day. How much time are you giving yourself to work on your business? What realistic changes are you going to make to build your business, okay? Make sure to add fun. Make business exciting, man. If it's not exciting, you find it boring, you're not going to put time into it. That's just the bottom line. But I just thought about it. We got to figure an act. Realistic already starts with real. Real is real estate. Realistic real estate. I love it. That's what we're going to do. Realistic real estate. I like it. So, since our last talk, right? What kind of changes did you guys make, guys? Don't be shy. We're getting right deep in the mud right now. We're going to start asking. What changes or modifications have you done since our last conversation to improve your day-to-day activities in building your business?
I executed on the neighborhood flyers.
Okay.
Last week, actually, I delivered them on Friday. So it was a little
more.
Can
you elaborate a little more, Kristen, on what you did specifically to that set flyer?
Sure.
Hi, Chrissy. Good morning. Thanks for joining.
Sure, and I can send them to you guys too. It's a front and back 2-pager. The font looks like a newspaper. And in my case, for this row of houses out here in front of me, I specifically did like a real light CMA for them on the second side. On the first side, I pulled data points from Zillow, Redfin, NAR, SLAR, and put together kind of a state of the industry 2021 versus 2022. And then the last thing that I did on that was there's a new, or not, it's not even new, let's just call it a neighborhood, did you know kind of thing. Did you know that this food service wholesale was here right around the corner, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Wonderful. I appreciate it. I like it, Chris, and thank you for sharing what you did. Who else? Who did something different or added to their component of business from our previous conversation? Yes, Joe, what's up? Hey, by the way, Joe, I love your video, man. So if you want to share what you did, that's pretty cool.
Thanks. Yeah, so I went out on Hustle on Mac Center and kind of, I've been doing a lot of trainings with the IT folks in Denver for Remax. And I've been learning a lot. I've been also talking to them on the phone just because I had a few issues. So I've learned quite a bit. I got out on Hustle and just started playing with it because they showed a few examples and just created a short video. It just took a couple, like 5 minutes. So it didn't take very long. Social media is really where I've just been focusing my last 2 weeks. So I've really created a profile in 6 platforms. I'm trying to post every day. So I was having some problems this morning. That's why I had to jump off of that and into this. But trying to get the posts out there every day. I'm going to do it at least 6 days a week and do a video once a week. And I've created, goodness, I don't even know what you would call it. I guess a brand for myself. It's called Joe's Homes. And I'm going to do home hacks. And that's what the videos are going to be about for the most part. And I'm also going to do some, what do you see in Joe's backyard kind of thing? Because we've had some crazy animals back here in our backyard over the past couple of years. So just to throw in here and there, just to make it a little more fun. So really, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I went after a for sale by owner at the end of the neighborhood. He then pulled the sign like 8 hours after I called him and left a voice message. So that didn't go too well. But yeah, I'm just trying different things. I'm going to send a hi, I'm here kind of newsletter to everyone here in my neighborhood as well. So.
Yeah, I love it, Joe. And for you guys that have, maybe perhaps are not friends with Joe on social media, please try to, and this goes to everybody, try to find yourselves on social media. Make sure you guys friend each other. Joe had a cool little video that literally took him how long, Joe, to make?
Probably less than 5 minutes.
less than 5 minutes, and I'm telling you, it looks like a full-fledged production, guys. And it's on Mac Center. You can do this on Mac Center, okay? Anybody
That's
else?
free.
And it's free, $0. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right, be
I've
shy,
just
it's
been
okay.
taking more time to get into trainings like DocuSign trainings, Mac Center trainings, anything I can find right now, and working on time management, kind of filling out a sheet with, you know, what I do throughout the day and seeing what areas I'm kind of slacking in and where I can focus more of my business in my day.
Julie, I love it. I love it because guess what, guys? Operational understanding of your business is just as important as your brand awareness of your business as well, right? So you got to understand how to combine the system to blend that together and put it to a one-stop approach where it's kind of like already dialed in, right? You're not having to recreate the wheel. It's just set it up and it's a system already in place, correct? Good. Listen, I want to really jump into the SOI component of our industry, right? Or the SOI of your guys' business, right? Because our industry, our business relies a lot on SOI, okay? So we're, you know, for your tenured agents and for your agents that are coming on board, everybody is going to come up with their own way of establishing their SOI and to make it consistent, okay? But deep down inside, there's a lot of common variables that literally anybody can put in place at any moment, okay? But the number one question right now that I ask, are you afraid of utilizing your SOI? And there's a related question after that, why I'm asking that. But first and foremost, I want to know, are you afraid to utilize your SOI? I see some shakes, I see some no's.
Think so.
Perfect. Because here's why. Do you know that, I think it was, I read earlier, 60% of agents in their industry that are either tenured or non-tenured, they're actually terrified of using their SOI. Why? Because they're afraid to hear the simple two letters, no. Rejection. We're all naturally, you know, built to, you know, we're kind of like, man, I hate rejection. I don't want to feel like I lost something, right? It's like picking up the phone and making your phone calls, right? You don't want to hear, or you don't want to, you immediately go with that mindset, man, I feel like I'm going to be bothering these people. I feel like, and just to be clear, your SOI has very different departments, right? You have family, you have friends, you have neighbors, kids, parents, you know, parents, their parents, and it just keeps branching out. But the one thing that I would highly encourage in today's class when we're talking about this, really go in there and dive in deep, and let's start searching for those negative vibes, right? That you really don't want to hit this SOI 110%. It's common. It's not something that I'm throwing at you guys and I'm saying, hey man, you know, it's very simple. I'm not saying it's going to be a piece of cake or a walk in the park, but I'll give you some examples, guys. Let's go to the slideshow. So I don't jump ahead. You know, I jump ahead, I start talking, forget about it. So we outlined, right? We've outlined the action items from last week, okay? So I've already told you how you're breaking down. How are you guys breaking down your day? How much time are giving yourself?
How much time are you giving?
And that's a miss up. We're gonna blame that one on Kristen. How much time are you giving yourself to work on your business? What realistic changes are you going to make to build your business? Make sure to add fun. Make your business exciting. Okay, now, are you asking for your business? If you're not asking for your business, how do you expect to get the business? Okay, and this is where we're diving into that SOI. I want you to kind of look at that before we switch over to the group. But in reality, right, what are you saying, or what actions are you taking to ask for your business or ask for the business? Have you guys really thought about that? Have you guys made it a mechanism to say, here's my key points of discussion, and here's how I'm going to get to the point where I want to be able to know or state that I'm asking for the business to that other person on the phone, email, text, social media messages, anything. And the reality is, a lot of us are really not breaking it down to that simple mechanism. Because again, we really are, it's a natural feeling that to know that, you know, failure, man, I don't want to be rejected. You know, I don't feel like I can pick up that phone and be confident enough and state a conversation to swing it to where it turns into, hey, just to let you know, I'm always here for you, whatever the case may be. But I want to ask for the business, right? And what's the easy way to go ask for people, you know, for business? You go to people you know. Like, we're going back to the basics here, guys, because we're trying to do business your way. So we want to figure out what your comfort level is and what is not your comfort level. Next slide. Couple of ideas, guys. Okay, if you don't have your sphere of influence broken down in these categories, let me ask you guys, is your SOI or your CRM built in this manner where you have different components or departments of who you have in your circle? Go to their faces. Anybody? Go back to that page. I want them to see it again. Speak it, friends. What do you think? Does your sphere of influence have a category list? Does your database have a category list? It's
Yes.
okay to say no, guys.
Yeah.
This is why we're here.
No.
Yep.
No, I have them all mixed in together. I don't have a category list.
Right. And that's okay. We're not saying that's bad. But what I'm saying is to really identify, know how to work your sphere of influence like a machine where it's systematic, it's out of sight, out of mind. In other words, you go into that process of got it, got it, done. Stage one, I need to make sure I reach out to past coworkers. I'm going to put these people in this category. Why? Because perhaps it's not as frequent, right, as your closer sphere, family, friends, so on and so forth. But you know, you're going to say, right, I'm going to send them a did you know type or Joe's backyard type of mailer or newsletter where Kristen stated, right? Maybe it's just touching base and saying, hey guys, don't forget about me. Maybe I'm not working with you anymore, but now I'm in this business. For significant others, spouses, co-workers, their spouses or their co-workers. You know, there's a lot of intermingling in there that you can actually set up a base for that. For people that have kids. I'm going to use Kylie as a brief example. She's got 200, what did you say? What was it, Kylie? 250 in the club, right? So they run her and her boyfriend run a club, a Juventus soccer club. They have 250 people in that database alone. How do you identify? Well, that's going to be, you know, soccer club SOI. How do I reach out to them? Well, you're going to let everybody know that you're in the industry. I'm going back to the basics, guys. Go to the next slide. Don't overthink what you're going to say when you reach out or why you really don't know this person that well. The first step is just getting the names down on paper. Again, we're going to the basics right now, really basics. Organize your list. Reach out like normally you would. Another typo. Go ahead and get out there. Keep it easy so you can keep going. Next slide. The moral of this discussion today is trying to commit to simplicity, systems, and accountability. And if you're focusing within your SOI, which should be already people you somewhat already know or has crossed paths with, it's already taking you out of that cold call environment. Examples, how do you nurture your SOI? Start a newsletter. Booz already does it, and it's all free. Your email, your social media platforms, free. What's that commercial where they're like, free, 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 free? Oh, gosh. Oh, man. I want to do that. Free, 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 guys. No dollars out of your pocket. Next. Here we go. Consistency and engagement, guys, equals winning on social. Set aside an hour a day to engage with your SOI on your social media networks. Take times to comment, like, follow, and share your spheres, social media posts. We talked about this before. Stop dreading the phone. Don't use the word house for the first 5 minutes in the conversation. Talk about something going on I can't read that last one.
Going on in their life.
Going on in their life. It will be more natural. Look at the acronym that they use for call. Check in, ask, listen, list. Show you care with a genuine interest in their life. Unabashedly ask, how can I be of support to you? Let me also throw in right here with that one. Everybody knows we have a vendor list, right? Let's go to the screen, please. Everybody here knows that we have a vendor list, correct?
Yeah.
Right? In essence, the vendor list is to be utilized, what? For a service for your clients, to make you guys a one-stop shop. How many people have used that as a marketing tool to be in touch with your database?
It's on my website.
No.
Love it. On your website. How do you get in front of your people? Newsletter, email. Hey, just so you know, Brent, you've been a client for me the past 3 years. I just want to give you a heads up. I know you're probably not looking for a home or anything, but I want to let you know the other services that we have to offer you to make it easier for you for your day-to-day activities of life at home. You know, Brent's not a handy guy. You know that. Let me send you my list of my preferred vendors. If you need something. If you ever need anything, there they are. Isn't that an easy way to segue into just to make contact? Emailing your list, emailing the link to your website, showing them how to get to the vendor list. In your email, if in your email or your database or your Mac Center, how easy is it for you to send an email to hit everybody at one time? Who has it set up like that? Thank you, Julia. Julia does. Now, am I saying to do a mass email constantly? No. What I'm saying is, when you have cool stuff you want to just send out in a heartbeat, like a vendor list, or perhaps something that came to a food for thought that just came up, you're like, I mean, I gotta let everybody know. Oh, hey, friends, family, how you doing? Just figured this out, or I just came up, boom, click, done. You just sent it to your database, to the people you have on that side of that category. We're talking about systems. SOI, how to convert your SOI into systems, or a system, so it makes it very easy and user-friendly for you to jump on it, get off of it, and continue to move.
Jose, I want to throw something else out there, because if you have something like that where you can send something out to a blast, sometimes something like that could be a story that you were involved in, and there was a problem, and then there was a solution, and there was a happy ending. People love that. And all it does is it puts them into your movie in their mind and sees you as somebody who's out there solving problems, making people happy. And those are things that you can just do, shoot, and send. And, you know, just makes it to where, hey, Jose's out here. He's out here. He's out here in the world. If I ever need him, there it is. And the only reason I throw this thing out about stories is the one thing that people like the most to listen to.
Absolutely.
And we come across stories all the time when we're dealing with people. It's, our whole life is a story of things that we run into.
100%. Who here has a rotary dial phone in your home that you guys still use? You know, the one like, who has one right now? And the next question is why? Why don't you have one?
For decoration.
There
Next one right back here.
it is. We found one.
It's an ant.
I'm not kidding. It's right here in my office.
I believe you. Look at that.
There it
You
is.
guys remember that phone?
Mm.
Right?
Took a long time to do.
Yeah.
You
Get it out of the
text me on
basement.
that?
I think the only one that doesn't know what that is Kylie.
I do.
Oh, yeah, she did say she does. But listen, there's probably a reason why you guys don't still use that, right? Because of innovation, technology, simplicity, right? Now you can just go to your favorites and push on a name and it immediately dials. How many people, to this point, how many people even remember what those phone numbers looked like back then? Remember when you were a kid, you knew everybody's phone number?
Mhm.
I don't even know my kid's phone number. I press the button now.
Yeah.
That's how advanced technology has been, right? That's how technology has made it easy for you to continue life. Same in this business. What are you doing with your SOI to simplify your business and your life? Your SOI is not meant for you to stay on it 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you literally, systematically, methodically set up your SOI, it's a touch and go situation, and you're making huge, huge leaps in communicating with your clients without you even have to press that much time into it. Somebody has a question on chat? Chat. Who's Jose Ponce? Oh, that's me.
Must be Lynn.
Oh, Lynn. Statistically, for each person in your database equates to $1,000. Each person knows 3 to 4 people that are willing or that will be willing to list or sell their homes. That's a hard statistics. Thank you, Lynn. So if you guys have 20 people, in essence, that's 20 grand. Right, Lynn?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
It doesn't necessarily mean one of those 20 people will be listing or selling. It means
Right.
that the branching, the residual of the people that are in your database. Well, so if you want to make $200,000, how many people do you need to have in your database?
I know all the people that have gone through Momentum have the Ninja 150 ways to get in touch with people that that remind you that you know. If anybody wants that, just let me know and it's kind of a brain teaser to give your mind all the people that you know, asking you questions on the sheet.
Do you guys get that? Yeah. Go back to the acronym, please. Thank you. Again, call, right? Check in, ask. We talked about listen. Definitely listen, right? Their answer might not be related to real estate, but it will help them know you're there. In return, we'll think of you when real estate arises. List. When they ask how things are going for you, start by listing the positive things you're experiencing in real estate before discussing the other areas of your life. Good way to kind of take an easier approach, right? Go back to the people, please. I'm gonna go back to ask again. Because here's where I start pointing fingers. I'm gonna ask this question. How do you guys have your SOI set up? Or do you have it set up? Joe?
I only have about 86 people in there currently, but I have them set up in the Excel spreadsheet with tags labeled. And I created my own categories. I have like 10 categories, I think, for tags. So,
Perfect.
Yep.
Kristen?
Yeah, I've got an Excel spreadsheet with a zillion names and numbers in it that I need to import into Booge definitely. And I just got access to that whole Remix Center thing this week.
Excellent.
That was a big hurdle for me.
Excellent. Kristen, if you need help putting that in, Kristen is here for you, the other Kristen, okay? But that should be your action item by the end of this weekend, that you should have that implemented into your system. We're gonna use that as one of your accountabilities, all right? We're gonna hold you to that. Everett.
I have an Excel spreadsheet with at least about 200 people that I try to update accordingly, and I send everyone a calendar once a year, so I review it then. I don't have everyone's email address, though. That's something else that I could do to be a little bit more expedient with communication, less than at least that once a year. But I do have an Excel spreadsheet of at least 200 names that I access on a regular basis.
All right. So again, for you and Kristen, and I feel like we got some accountability partners already lining up, because that's gonna be our next segment. For Everett, you need if you don't have a database right now, I highly encourage you, almost saying, I hope that you do this. You need help dumping that into Booge. This Kristen will help you, because you got to have it to where it's easy, accessible, and it's clicks of a button so you can start sending stuff out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The Excel life, it's great. I love Excel spreadsheets. I don't know how to use it that well, but an Excel spreadsheet, maybe I'm wrong, but it's not going to give you the full dynamic of a CRM would to really get out there and approach your clients in your SOI or your potential clients, right? You want easy, simple approaches, guys. Julia.
I have everybody uploaded into Booge. I have tags on past clients and non-clients, people I know. So that's how I have it.
I love it. I love it. Julie got into the real estate business last year, and I'm going to start hearing some commonality here, I'm sure. Good job. Neil.
I've got a massive email list from my prior business. And so I've got it categorized into people that I know fairly well, people that I know a little bit, and then people that I really don't know at all, or whose names I don't recognize. So I try to target different messages to each of those different three groups.
I love it. There's some commonality coming with all those guys that just jumped into the business. I love hearing it, Neil. Steve Hall.
Well, I got my SOI is about 100 people, solid 100 people. People fall off, and I don't have it categorized yet. We'll work on that. Friends and work colleagues or whoever. But if we do, and once a year we do a mailing of calendars. Might start more in that, like a baseball thing or something like that, just to keep on the refrigerator. But those don't really work. But it gets yourself out there. But the more
Steve,
that go ahead.
Let me state this, okay? And I'm going to state this because this is a true accountability class, and I want everybody to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And we don't also want to go in circles, right? It's a vicious cycle to get out of, right? My advice right now as accountability is you really need to iron out that database so you have it to a simple touch and go approach that you can do it really on your computer. You immediately can send stuff whenever you want, touch and go, right? And I can see that right now, if I ask, where's your CRM? What is your CRM, right? Where do you have it? Where do you got that information in? Are you utilizing the items that are given to you to do that, like Booge, right? It's free. If you want to test anything out, test it on a free item, right? It's connected to Mac Centers, connected to all sorts of stuff. But you got to dive into it, literally like taking the Band-Aid off the wound and saying, screw it, I'm going to do it. It's like quitting cold turkey. I'm doing it. Whether I hate it or whether I don't believe in it, I'm doing it. But I want also that your accountability is going to be through Brent. Sean.
Yep. I have everything in Booge. I have about 150 contacts that I send out monthly newsletters. And then I have everybody categorized by how I know them, either through past work or things like that. And then I also went through, and anybody I know who has a pet or has kids, I've put a tag in for that, just so I can kind of keep, and who, if I know somebody
Yeah.
owns a house or if I know they rent, I did another tag for that as well, just so I can kind of, but now that we're talking, I need to do more with it every month than just send out a newsletter. So that's my next step.
I love it, Sean. Again, commonality, newer to the business. Dynamics, right? I'm starting to hear dynamics here. Trying to simplify your lives. Jamie.
Yeah, so I'm realizing too that the more people that I've met the past year or so, it's becoming a lot harder to keep track of everyone and to keep in touch. So it is really important to get them in a like very organized with tag situation. So I need to start incorporating more tags on different levels for everyone to keep them organized better. But yeah, I've got a running Excel right now. I need to get them all set up in my Boosh so that it's easier.
All right, Jamie's accountability by next week, especially her. You got to get into your booze, lady. Okay. This is what this class is for. Sometimes you're not going to like what I have to say, right? What did it say? The truth hurts. But if you can't face the truths, we're in the wrong industry, man, because we're going to get a lot of no's in this industry. We're going to get a lot of no's. But it's about having your systems literally dialed in, man. Thank you, Jamie. Kay Roberts, you're on deck.
Here I am. I actually have all my stuff in Top Producer right now, but I'm hoping to move those over because, I mean, I've loved Top Producer for a long time. It's, the nice thing about that is that, and I do have my clients categorized, I have my A's, my B's, my C's. I do a monthly postcard to my like top 100, basically. I do the calendars, I do the baseball schedules, I do tax letters at the end of the year, so I have each one of them coded, accordingly. So all I have to do is hit the button and I know who it's going to. And then I started the reviews, the market reviews for my clients too. So I'm taking, several at a time, several a week that, I mean, I haven't done a ton yet. I have like 10 of them out so far, but, I'm working on those to kind of enhance things. But, Top Producer kind of gets to a point and then they just kind of fall off. So, but I thought I heard that Boosh is supposed to be, or the Remax is going to have some kind of link that we're going to be able to transfer from Top Producer over to Boosh. Is that correct?
It is. It's there now. So when you're in here one day this week, we can sit down and I can help you link
Okay.
it. It does take about an hour and a half. You can't touch your computer, but it will pull all of those over for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Also homes.com. If anybody's using that, they now have that as another way to pull anything that you have data wise in there.
And that goes for everybody, guys. If you guys have a CRM that you guys want to convert over to Boosh, it's all there for you, all right? So, but it goes for everyone that needs help even setting up your Boosh. That's what we're here for. Thank you, Kay, Mary Saxbury. Nope. Carol Camerata. I love saying Carol Camerata. It just comes out and flows nicely. What's up, gorgeous?
What's going on, Jose?
Let's touch base about your the question that I asked.
Yes, I do have everything is in Boosh. I am fumbling through Boosh cautiously. I did get all of my testimonials in there yesterday after about 5 hours of trying to.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I need a bell, man. I love that. Awesome, Carol.
Yeah, it was a bit of a task, but then I found an easy way to do it, which there are easy ways to do it. But I don't have all the hashtag stuff and everything like that, which it's probably just the old dog in me. I pretty much know who I want to send things to. It would certainly uncomplicate things if I would get in there and do that. But I just haven't done it yet, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'll get on it.
Can I give you? So Mona had the same thing when she imported. She wanted to do those tags and just didn't have the time. So each night she would pick 20 people and just start alphabetical order and go add tags to those 20. So it wasn't like she felt like she was overwhelmed, and she got through it pretty quick.
No, I don't ever feel overwhelmed. It's just that once I get into something, I want to complete a task. I can't, I'm not a do 20 at a time kind of a girl, because then it'll be 20 and then it'll be none and then it'll be 5. And then, yeah, it's just like when I start cleaning a house, the drawers get cleaned out, the closet gets cleaned out, everything's got to be clean or it's not clean. So that's just the way I am. It's personality, but thank you. I will give it a shot.
Hey, Carol, and this is why we call this class Doing Business Your Way. And it's not an approach that I'm saying, hey guys, everybody's got to do it this way or the highway, right? No, Carol, you have a valid point. I'm the same. If I'm doing something, you know, it's either this way or that way, but I get it done. At the end of the day, it gets done.
Right.
But it's putting yourself in that mindset that I don't care how hard it's going to be. You're in this business because you're not afraid of hard work, guys. Let's just be honest. You're not afraid of hard work. Why? Because you guys own a business right now. Owning a business is hard. Kylie, she's in studio right here. Where you at?
I organized my database in Booge and just separately for myself, where I can keep track of who I've reached out to or what I did each day, and kind of just keeping more of like a scorecard of what I'm doing. And I also have a content calendar, so I can plan images, captions, pictures, topics, so that I can get a little more organized with my social media, because you do post every day, but you don't want to be like repetitive either. So I try to mix it up.
I
have
love
that
it.
all in a spreadsheet now.
It's good.
Commonality, man. All you newcomers, man, getting these systems in. I love it. I love it. Guys, I can't, say this enough. I really can't. But I assure you guys, I really do assure you guys, the key to success is your surroundings and how you manage them. I'm going to say that one more time. The key to success is your surroundings and how you manage them. It's very important to simplify your processes. And when you add that mindset to everything you do in real estate, it's going to give you that flexibility to really do what you're supposed to do. List property, show property. That's what the business we're in, right? That at the end of the day, you want to be able to collect a paycheck, right? A commission check. So instead of going like this, right, every time, that systematic approach will give you even kill, because you have a system to get you to the finish line on every deal, or get you to that buyer or listing client every time. It's a whole saying, you want to work on your business and not necessarily always in your business. You're in your business, it should already be set. That's what your schedule, your time management that we talked about. Julia brought that up, right? Very important. If you don't have your action mind is broken down, and many of you have stated the obvious, which you guys are working towards it or have them, it's the best way to function very efficiently in this business. You want to be able to, at a click of a button, reach your database or talk to somebody, whatever, one stop, boom, boom, you're there. You don't want to dread having going into your database, because it's like, man, I got it on this spreadsheet and they're there. Well, that defeats the whole purpose of having a database. You should be looking forward every day to dump into your database and see where you're at with stuff. And it's kind of giving you that report card, right? Your category, your categories. I think it's time to set the accountability partners, Brent.
I think you kind of almost all.
I almost have it. We're going to set accountability partners for you guys, and you guys are going to team up. And you guys are going to touch base with one another at least once a week. Okay? Right now, off the bat, Kristen, Everett, I would love for you guys to at least touch base once a week and check and make sure you guys are doing what you guys said you guys were going to do. Don't worry, Brent's going to still follow up with everyone on Monday. Okay? I think Joe and Kylie should be accountability partners. Joe, meet Kylie, Kylie, meet Joe. Okay? You guys started in the business, you guys are really ramping up as you guys started right now. This is going to be great. Okay? Julia, Neil, I'd love for you guys to be accountability partners. You guys have that same mindset. You guys are aggressive and systematically, you're on your approach. I love it. But there's things that I'm sure you guys can connect once a week at least and make sure you guys are stepping in that right direction. Steve-O. 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 I got you with Brett, man. I got you the top dog, Steve. Stop dog. This guy's gonna do it. Okay.
I'll grow a mustache.
Sean Reeser and Miss Kay Roberts. I want you guys to work. I want the tenured agent to work with that up and coming rock star. And I want you guys to collaborate and come up with some cool stuff and hold yourselves accountable at least once a week. Miss Jamie and Miss Carol Camarada. I couldn't have picked a better partnership right there. You guys have, or in this case, in Carol's perspective, she has the experience. Jamie, you got the drive. You're like zoning in and trying to, systematically put your realm of business together. This is going to work out great. Carol's a great leader. She's a great person to have to bounce stuff off. But it also, with Carol's perspective, as she mentioned earlier, there's some things that she still wants to get to the point where she's not stuck in the rotary phone dial pages, right? This allows us to do that stuff. Everybody okay with our accountability partners right now?
Sure is. Sure am.
I love it. I love it. Look, if we don't really hold ourselves to it, especially this year, because we're really holding this course very seriously. If you're not going to be willing to, shake off that rust or take that chip off your shoulder and put it to the side while you guys do this, we won't be able to get you guys to break into that ceiling that we all have that we can't get through because of how we're thinking. So this is a time where we have accountabilities, right? This is why you guys have accountability partners, okay? So what I would ask of you, okay, is immediately upon finishing this session, please reach out to one another. I don't care, be a text, whoever, I don't know, however you want to do it. Try to set up your date on when you're gonna, reach in. I like to do the end of the week or the beginning of the week to make it easier, but when you guys decide, right? And then you're gonna isolate that time, I don't know, whatever it takes. If it's 30 minutes, if it's an hour, block it in your schedule, because that's when you're gonna commit to your accountability partner, because now it's a lot easier for you to let yourself down because you can say, I'm not gonna touch it, whatever. But when you got somebody else that's looking for your accountability as well, it's kind of hard, isn't it? You can't just say, I'll get to it, whatever. Now you're like, oh, shit. I'm now making sure my accountability partner gets the best of me, right? But it gets the best out of me. Cool? Here's what we're going to work on. Your SOI. This is what you guys are going to hold yourselves to it, okay? Until the next session. Your SOI. I really want you guys to be creative. Adapt to it. Get your stuff into Booge. If you're a spreadsheet holder, guys, get into your Booge. I really want to focus on that. Simplifying your SOI and getting yourselves into a CRM as soon as possible. If for you guys that already have that, then your accountability is what is going to be your tactic to reach out to your SOI in the coming weeks? What are you going to add to your day-to-day to add value to your SOI to get it out there to your SOI? Just that.
Jose, I thought it might be good because you brought up fear a few times. And usually, we've all talked about this in all the different meetings we have. Fear is a huge thing. But do you guys remember the acronym that we used for fear back in the day? We haven't said it in a while. You guys remember the acronym for fear? Yeah, no, anybody?
Throw it out there. Go ahead, Brent.
False evidence appearing real.
Oh, write that down.
False evidence appearing real. So fear, we all have it because we've built it up in our mind. And so we've got to trick our mind into a new mindset. So I always think that acronym is so good because fear is within us. But then if you look at it, it's usually not real. We're just telling itself it's real.
I love that a lot. You know what assume means? Assume means you make an ass out of you and me, right? Don't ever assume. Get it, do it. Each one of you guys now are depending on each one of you, right? Give it your best. Make a difference in each of your guys' business. We're starting from the ground up. I told you, this class is doing business your way. But we need to have a foundation. And the foundation is the SOI, your accountability measurements, your past, current, future projections of how to continue growing your business in a systematic way, so it's not taking 99% of your time, where that 0.101, whatever that number is out there trying to show property and get a list, because you'll never get to the finish line. All this work you're putting in is to allow you the freedom to really get out there and getting in front of people to list and getting in front of people to sell. Sell. And in order to do that, you have to time manage your system, your SOI, so you allow yourself to start building that traction of people coming in and communicating with you because of the system you put in place. Because what? If you don't ask for the business, it ain't gonna get there on its own. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you have to have a system. So that system allows you to go out there and really be flexible with your time to meet your listing appointments, to meet your buyers' consultations, to go out there to show property, to go out there to list property. So at the end of the day, your hard work converts into dollars. We can be in this world of I'm in the real estate business, but if you don't get out of that system of I'm in the real estate business and I'll take it as it comes, you'll be in the real estate business, but it's not going to take long before you decide, man, this probably ain't for me, right? Questions of what we discussed? All right. Are you guys excited? Are you guys enjoying what we're doing at least, right? Because I sure am. I get excited, I get passionate. Hell, I'm sweating over here. I got a fan next to me. Because I love seeing you guys look and hopefully gaining this information allows you to better yourselves in this business.
Agree.
Remember, it's a business. You guys own a business. Yes, you have a license that says you're a real estate agent. You're able to sell real estate in the state of Missouri, but that's just a piece of paper. Guess who else has that? Doctors, lawyers, dentists, anybody that has a license like that. But what do you call those? Oh yeah, he's a doctor, he's got a practice and his business. Same with you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Act on it. It's your business. Grow your business. Work your business. We're here daily, nightly. Lynn can pick up her phone as late as she needs to, and she does it. God bless her that she does it. But you have the support behind you. And now you guys have accountability partners that's going to make sure you guys continue to grow, because you guys are not going to want to let one another down. 10:54, guys. Any final thoughts or comments here at the table, here at the studio? Anybody? Bueller? Yes, Everett.
Would Kristen be available to just review how to put listings or put contacts into Booge? I have a question about that. It'd be easier if I have a little help versus trying to figure it out myself.
Yep, absolutely. I actually have a text ready to go out to you and Kristen when this was over, so we could discuss your guys'.
Yeah,
Booge
Kristen,
spreadsheet.
would you want to do that too? Maybe both of us can kind of review that with you.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you.
Teamwork already in place. I love it. Guys, if you guys have questions or concerns on how to get onto your Booge, feel free. And here's the other thing, guys, all right? Remember, there's a lot of experience on this Zoom call right now. And I feel pretty confident to say that any one of us can easily pick up a phone and try to answer any questions on what they feel they're very comfortable in doing right now as they speak. So don't hesitate, okay? This is a group program. It's okay to ask. Feel free to ask. And I guarantee you, we have the right agents because we bring people that have the right culture. And also Lexi, look, Mary just put, Lexi is familiar with adding contacts as well as to Booge. So you got Kristen, you have Lexi, right? Take advantage of the services we have here for you guys. Cool. And Jamie is our website expert. She sure is. If you guys want to dabble with your personal website, Jamie's the girl for that. She's awesome at that. She's a stud. Build your brand, build your business, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you again in our next class. We're holding you to it. Take care.